Welcome to Storytime with Benji. I read a new story every day. Today's story is The Bears Who Went to the Seaside by Susanna Gretz. Once on a hot summer afternoon, 5 bears set off for the beach. William sat in the driver's seat. Charles read the map. Andrew climbed into the car, wearing his new hat. Robert handed the beach ball to John. Fred the dog was panting to be off. "Turn left for the beach," said Charles. William turned left. "Fred's ears are inside out," said Robert. "It's the breeze," exclaimed William. Soon they came to the beach. "This is a good spot," said Charles, but Robert had stepped on some tar. "It's not a good spot," he said. "Let's go this way," said Andrew. "No, that way," said John. Fred didn't mind which way they went. At last they found a good spot. Then everyone was busy. Robert, John, and Andrew put up the tent. William made certain that all the food was there. Charles tested the water. Fred tested the water too. Too cold. John watched the sunset while the other bears caught fish for supper. Andrew tried out his new snorkel. A very strange fish swam by just below him. "What's that?" wondered Andrew. Charles fried the fish. They were so delicious that William ate 15. "What's the matter with William?" asked Andrew. "I feel funny," answered William. "Very funny." Then they settled down for the night. "Look," said John, "that's the Great Bear." But nobody was interested. "What's that howling noise?" asked Andrew. "What do you think it is?" replied Charles. "It's Fred talking to the moon." Early the next morning, John started to build a sandcastle. "It's time for an early morning dip," said Andrew. Charles and Fred didn't want a dip so early in the morning. "It's much too early to get up," yawned Charles. Soon there was a delicious smell of breakfast cooking on the fire. Charles had got up and was cooking bacon and eggs for them all. "Hurry up, Andrew," he called. "Fred's already eaten part of yours." After breakfast, Andrew and Robert had a game of ball. William stood between them trying to catch the ball. "Oops," he said. "I don't seem to be able to jump as high as I used to." John was still building his sandcastle. At last, William caught the ball. "Now I've got it. You try and get it back," he cried. He jumped into the water, and Robert and Andrew rushed after him. "Look out for my castle," John told Fred. The sun became very hot. "It's too hot even to read," said Charles. Everyone lay down for a long sunbathe. That is, everyone except John. He had to finish his sandcastle. Evening came. William picked up all their scraps of paper and Charles burnt them in the campfire. Andrew collected their belongings. "That has to be your last dip," he told Robert. Fred knew it was time to go home too, and got very excited. "Mind my castle," yelled John. But it was too late. "My beautiful castle," said John when they were all packed into the car again. "You can build a better one next time," said Charles. "I've got a very interesting book about castles." They soon reached home again, and Fred led the way into the house. "I'm tired," said William. "So am I," agreed Andrew, Charles, and John. So was Robert, but he was so tired he couldn't even be bothered to speak. The end.